What is the weight of a single snowflake? What is the thickness of a single thought? Lord Lin brought a challenge to the village. He held the sheet of paper so thin it looked like fog with corners. "Tell me the thickness of this sheet, monk, if you are truly wise," Lord Lin commanded. "It is 0. It does not exist," Han said. Han saw nothing, but Shen saw a weapon. Wei found Shen at the river before sunrise. Mist lay low, reeds breathed slowly. The water moved like it was trying not to wake the stones. Wei didn't sit. He stood with his hands in his sleeves, watching the current like it might answer him first. Then a sound from the village road. Hooves, wheels, voices that didn't belong to morning. Metal clink, wood creak, orders spoken like knives. Wei's head turned. Shen didn't hurry, he just listened. The noise grew. A convoy. Wei's throat tightened. Someone important. Shen set the cup on a flat stone, stood, and started walking. Wei followed. The village square was already filling. People came out of doorways half-dressed, faces washed in gray dawn, a circle forming around a single point. Lord Lin had arrived. He stood beside a lacquered carriage, clean robes, clean hands, a smile that didn't reach his eyes. Behind him, 2 servants holding a long wooden case. Another servant carried a brass weight and a simple ruler. Not modern, just tools that looked official. Han stepped forward to greet him, not bowing too low, trying to look like a village with a spine. "My lord," Han said, "we didn't know." Lord Lin raised a hand. Silence fell fast. His gaze passed over the crowd, stopped on Shen. "So this is him," Lord Lin said softly, "the one they call sharp." He held up one sheet of rice paper between 2 fingers. It was so thin it seemed like fog with corners. "They say you see what others miss," Lord Lin said. "Then tell me." He turned the sheet slightly so the dawn light passed through it. "How thick is this?" Han stepped forward at once, practical, proud, ready to solve. He brought a measuring rod, bamboo, marked in old cuts. He brought a pair of iron dividers. He tried to pinch the paper. The dividers closed. Nothing to catch. He pressed the paper against the rod. The marks were too large. The paper had no place to live between them. Han frowned harder. "It is—" Han began. Lord Lin smiled. Han forced the answer. "So thin it cannot be measured." Lord Lin laughed softly. "If it cannot be measured," he said, "it is nothing." He lifted the sheet again. "And yet I am holding it." A few villagers chuckled nervously, not because it was funny, because they were afraid to be the next one mocked. Wei stepped in, eyes narrowed. He turned the paper sideways, squinting against the sun like a man trying to see a hair in the air. "Maybe," Wei said, "a hair's width." Lord Lin's smile vanished. "Maybe," he repeated. His voice stayed calm, but it cut. "Maybe builds crooked houses. I don't pay for maybe. I pay for truth." Wei's mouth closed. His face warmed. Han's jaw tightened. The measuring rod in his hand suddenly looked like a child's toy. Lord Lin's gaze moved past them, as if they were already finished. He looked at Shen. "Monk," he said, "they failed. Now you." Shen didn't bow. He didn't defend his village. He didn't argue. He took the paper gently, like taking a leaf from water. He felt it once between his fingers. Then he handed it back. "You can't measure a whisper," Shen said. Lord Lin's brows lifted. Shen's eyes stayed on the river. You measure the shout. Lord Lin gave a small, impatient gesture. Fine, he said. Shout then. Shen turned to the servants. Bring a bundle, Shen said. Not one sheet. Lord Lin hesitated. A flicker. Possession. Then he waved his hand. Two servants opened a lacquered case. They brought out a tied bundle of papers, neat, pale, bound with cord. Shen placed two flat boards on a stone. He set the bundle between them. Then he lifted a round river rock and placed it on top. The paper compressed under the weight. No drama, no mystery, just pressure. He waited one breath. Then he took Han's measuring rod, the same one that had failed, and held it against the pressed stack. Now it had a height. Now it had a shadow. Han leaned in despite himself. Shen touched the rod once with his fingernail. This, Shen said, is the stack. He didn't announce numbers like a performer. He looked to Wei. Wei blinked, then understood. The stack is loud, Wei said, so one sheet is one part of that stack. Shen nodded once. He lifted the rock, removed the top board, unbound the bundle. He counted the sheets with calm hands, not because counting was impressive, because it was necessary. When he finished, he looked at Wei again. Wei swallowed. If this many sheets make that height, Wei said, then one sheet is one of that many. He didn't need a name for the unit. He didn't need a number shouted to the sky. Everyone understood the shape of it. Shen handed Lord Lin a single sheet again. Your paper is thin, Shen said, but it is not nothing. Lord Lin's mouth curled. Clever, he said, a trick with stacks. He shrugged dismissively. And still, the answer is a sliver, a breath, basically nothing. He flicked the paper once. It fluttered like a moth. Wei felt his stomach tighten. Lord Lin looked pleased with himself. A man who thought small things couldn't hurt him. Shen didn't move. He only said, "Bring me a bowl of rice." Lord Lin blinked. "A bowl," he said, amused. "Now we measure hunger?" Han motioned. A woman hurried from a doorway with a wooden bowl of rice. Warm steam rose from it. Shen set the bowl on a flat stone. Then he held out his hand. "Give me 1 grain," he said. The woman hesitated, then pinched a single grain between her fingers and placed it on Shen's palm. It was nothing, a speck. Shen lifted it so the dawn could see it. He let the silence stretch. Lord Lin watched, confused, irritated. Shen dropped the grain back into the bowl. It disappeared without a sound. Then Shen slid the bowl toward Lord Lin. "Eat," he said. Lord Lin stared. He did not kneel. He did not smile. He looked as if he had been offered a peasant's joke. Shen waited. Finally, Lord Lin took 1 bite, then another. His expression changed, just slightly. Not pleasure, recognition. Because the body doesn't care about pride. It cares about hunger. Shen reached into the bowl again. He pinched a single grain between his fingers. He held it up. "1 grain is nothing," Shen said. He lowered it. He let it fall back into the bowl. A bowl is life. Lord Lin's eyes narrowed. Shen's voice stayed flat. "You called the sheet nothing, because it is thin." He tapped the paper once, gentle. But paper is how orders travel, how taxes grow teeth, how a name becomes a sentence. Lord Lin's face tightened. Shen didn't press harder. He only placed the paper beside the bowl. 2 nothings, a thin sheet, a single grain. Then he spoke quietly, the way the river speaks when you finally stop talking.
"The world does not crush you with mountains," Shen said. "It buries you with grains." Lord Lin held the paper, then looked at the bowl. His pride searched for a reply, but there was none that didn't sound childish. Han stood still, his hands loosened at his sides. We felt something shift in his chest. Not inspiration, a warning. Shen turned away first, as if the test had never mattered. He walked back toward the river. We followed. Behind them, Lord Lin's carriage waited, clean, heavy, full of small things. At the reeds, we finally spoke. "So what do we do with things too small to measure?" he asked. Shen didn't look at him. He watched the current slide around a stone without fighting it. Then he said, "Stack them before they stack you."
In our modern life, we are all Lord Lin. We look at our daily habits and we say, it is nothing. One skipped hour of study, it has no thickness. $1 wasted, it has no weight. One mistake, it is invisible. So we ignore them. We think we are safe because the numbers are small. But Shen teaches us the math of reality. The avalanche is just a stack of snowflakes that happened all at once. The debt is just a stack of coffees you forgot to measure. Do not measure the day, measure the decade. Shen says small things are not small. They are just waiting to be counted. Stack them before they stack you.